forests surrounding the range. But a stranger has just arrived and vows to end the feuding one way or another.
You Killian?
Must be Mr. Ace Beck. Glad you could make it.
Well, I'm not one to turn down an invitation. Besides, we don't see too many professional gunfighters around here.
Is that a fact?
You know, word is, them woolies, they hired you for protection. I'll pay you double whatever they offered you.
Woolies? Don't you mean sheep herders?
It don't matter what you call them, they got no right to be here.
Well, this is government property. They figure they have as much right to be here as anybody.
Mr. Killian, my wife is buried out behind my house, as well as my brother. And plenty of other men who fought and died for this land, who didn't come in here and try and steal it.
Yeah, well, you might find a couple of Indians that might not agree with you.
Well, I made you an offer. Now I hire good men, and they're not afraid to fight and die, and nor am I. I hate to lose a couple trying to cut you down, so I'd consider it. I'd much rather pay you than kill you.
Well, that's a very generous offer.
So why don't you come down here and talk about it? I didn't come here to see a patch in front of some old building all day. Preacher.
Yeah, I know this building's old and needs some work. But I plan to open its doors for tomorrow morning's service. And I'd love to see you there. Now, give me a moment. Put the rest of my things back inside. I'll be right back out to talk to you. You think you cattlemen treat the sheep herders however you like?
Scotty Andrews.
So sharp you are without your ranch hands here to back you up.
The word is, my men caught you on the north side of my pasture. They're cutting into town, was it? You bring them sheep shears and I'll finish that haircut.
You and your men have no right to do this to me. No, hold on a moment. What's going on here? Preacher? With a gun? Never heard of that before. But there's a reason for that. You see, I want to make it very clear that every man and woman in this territory has the right to go to this church. And this gun will protect the right to do so. This ain't none of your business, preacher. So stay out of it. And Mr. Beck, settling for that haircut now. Now hold your draw, the both of you. Now, Mr. Beck is just as welcome as you are, Scotty. Well, like I said, I'll protect anyone that comes around here.
I don't need your protection, preacher.
Well, as long as you're around this church, you got it. You're bluffing! None of this makes any sense. Preacher, gunman, you can't be both. Asa, is there a doctor in this town?
Yeah, he's one of the best.
All right. I'll say it again. I am the preacher of this church, and I will protect anyone that comes around here. Try to understand that, brother. Well, Scotty, I guess we'll be getting you to the doctor. Oh, Mr. Beck. I'll have to see you at service tomorrow morning.
Just one of 4 films Glenn Ford shot right here in Old Tucson. Heaven with a Gun hit theaters June 4, 1969. Others, including Carolyn Jones, Barbara Hershey, John Anderson, and David Carradine, all starred alongside Ford in his portrayal of a reformed gunslinger turned preacher and his efforts to bring peace to a bloody range war. We continue now with the story, Sunday morning, following the church service.
Well, look who it is. So nice to see you at service this morning. And you as well.
This is Garvey. He's a ranch hand of mine. We did enjoy ourselves this morning, although it was a very, interesting service.
Now, I know what you're going to say, Asa. That cattle and sheep can't herd alongside each other. And that's a lie. And you know something? It's usually a lie that keeps people apart.
Isn't this something? A gun owner comes to town claiming to be a preacher.
Yeah, now he's claiming to be some sort of expert on livestock.
No, I'm no expert on livestock. But I did talk to a few coming into town. And like you saw in my demonstration this morning, those animals are getting along just fine. Been so for the past week. Now, why can't you folks?
So you just think that you can come in here, bring some train critters around, put on a show, fool everybody? You know, Mr. Killian, I did some checking on you. Doctor, an old friend of yours down in Santa Fe.
Is that right?
His name is Mace. Yeah, you remember. You two shared the same prison cell down in Yuma for 3 years.
Yeah, he says you claim it was a fair gunfight.
Sheriff said it was murder.
Well, it's true. I did spend some time in prison for gunfighting, which, to be honest, was only half the time I should have spent. But that's all in the past. I thought we were here to talk about cattle.
Okay, so you're telling me that cattle and sheep, they can graze alongside each other just fine.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Well, Mr. Beck, if this is true, we could all improve our places and our profits.
Garvey!
Just think about it, Asa. This is your chance to get more out of this range than you could have ever dreamed of. If there's enough grass, enough water...
You go to hell! Look, I'm in the cattle business. I need open range and water. Anybody looking to crowd me is out looking for trouble.
Mr. Beck...
All right, come on, Mr. Beck, let's
Get off of me, Garvey!
I get off of here! Get stop, Garvey! Let go! Garvey, get!
Get up. Come on, preacher.
All right, then, Mr. Beck, come on, let's
Stay out of this, Garvey!
All right, Mr. Beck, come on, let's get going, all right?
You gonna tell me what to do now, Garvey?
No one wasn't saying
You think you have anything without me?
Mr. Beck, I'm not saying that!
I got a point to prove, all right? You gonna stand in my way?
No, Mr. Beck, I just think that's enough!
It's enough when I say it's enough. I told you to stay out of this.
All right, come on, Mr. Beck, come on, let's get going.
Get off of me. Stop! Get off!
Stop, it's over, it's over! It's over!
You came here claiming to be a preacher? That ain't no Bible on your hip. It's your choice. Preacher or gunman? Heaven or hell? Garvey!
Jim's past had finally caught up with him. Being exposed as an ex-convict proved detrimental in his struggle against the unscrupulous rancher Asa Beck. It seemed that things will only get worse before they get better. As we enter into day 3 of the story, Garvey brings unsettling news.
Mr. Killian? Oh,
What's the matter, Garvey?
it's about Scotty Andrews.
Go on.
Oh, he's the son and a few of his men. They were down at the bar. They were drinking pretty heavy last night. They was bragging about how they was going to keep Mr. Patterson and Mr. Murdoch from running their herds together.
How they plan to do that?
Well, he said they were going to follow the herd down to the lake. And when they try and go for water, they're going to have to fight their way to it.
What's this even have to do with Scotty Andrews?
Well, I left for Scotty Andrews' place last night. They burned his house down. Just said they burnt this house down to the ground. He's fine. Him and his wife, they fled to Santa Fe. Listen, I know a word from Mr. Beck, but I ain't a bad man. I know this ain't right.
I believe you, Garvey.
I was at your services yesterday, even if I shouldn't have been. I understand if you don't want me back. But I need you to know I had nothing to do with this.
No. The Lord closed his house to sinners. I wouldn't be able to get through the front door. I'll see you service next Sunday, all right?
Garvey! You come to see the preacher for a confession?
Now listen here, Asa. Like I said before, I'll protect anyone that comes around this church, Garvey and yourself included. Now I know Mr. Pastor and Mr. Murdoch are running the herds together. And I know it's your plan to try to stop them. But I will do everything in my power not to let you.
Well, if you really think that you can stop me, preacher, then you're mistaken. That was a warning, Ted! That's what's going to be dead center!
No. All right. Okay, come on, Mr. Beck. All right, think about this. Okay, maybe these are bad people. All right, it doesn't have to come to this. Please.
I ain't afraid to kill him! I ain't afraid to die neither!
Innocent lives are at stake, Asa! All for what? Your pride?
I don't give a damn who I have to cut down! This is how it's been! This is how it ought to be! You think that you can come in here, ruin my land, waste my water? You got another thing coming. If I were you, I'd get to praying, preacher. You gonna kill me, Garvey?
Yes, Mr. Beck.
Come on.
Jim Killian and Garvey both recovered from their wounds. At the request of the congregation, Jim stayed on as preacher of Vinegar Room, and in the end, ranchers from both sides finally learned that cattle and sheep could graze together harmoniously without conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, the actors of Old Tucson.
I hope you enjoyed our presentation of Heaven with the Gun. Now stick around because there's much more to do and see here today. Here at Old Tucson, this is where a spirit of the Old West comes alive.